What's going on, everybody? It's Blake Bowman here with Grills and Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about a topic that I have a lot of personal experience with, and that is having uneven shoulders. Today I'm going to tell you what this is, what causes it, and as usual, a couple ways that you can use to fix it. So, uneven shoulders. You may have this, or you may know somebody that has it. You might have seen somebody in the gym that has it, but it's characterized by having one shoulder up higher than the other one. So aside from having one shoulder being elevated and not the other one, aside from this just looking weird as shit, it's also a mechanically compromised position, okay? I'm not going to get too deep into this today, but this, like I just said, is a mechanically compromised position. If you don't address it, then it will lead to further injury and shoulder pathology down the road. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to come up with the notion that whatever is being done to one side of the body should also be done to the other side in order to remain symmetrical. So if you have this, you definitely want to address it, and if you know anybody that has it, you definitely want them to address it for their own sake, so point them out to this video. So in my experience, there are two main causes of uneven shoulders. One is habitual asymmetrical loading of the shoulders, which I'll talk about more in a second here, and the other one is structural impingement. Both of these causes affect two muscles, primarily the upper trapezius and the levator scapula. I'm going to include a link in the description down below. I'm probably going to entitle it Scapular Elevators. Take a look at that and use that as a visual reference as we move forward here. So it really comes down to these activities or this condition causing tightness in the levator scapula and the upper trapezius. That's what's elevating the shoulder, okay? So let's talk about asymmetrical loading of the shoulders. And I want to start with this because this is responsible for what I would say about 90% of the cases out there. So habitual asymmetrical loading of the shoulders means that in some point throughout the day or the week, you're putting a load on one of your shoulders. I should say shoulder because it's primarily going to be that elevated one that you're not putting on the other one, okay? So I'm not going to, stand here all day and list off examples of how this happens, but think of, people wearing like a really heavy bag on their shoulder, which kind of depresses their shoulder, causes those muscles to activate to compensate for it. Think of people like talking on the phone like this, elevating that shoulder. Basically, every time you're elevating that shoulder, you're causing tightness to develop in that levator scapula, upper trapezius, both of those muscles. And when you're basically not bearing that load anymore, you still have tightness in there, and that's what causes this. Okay? So keep that in mind. So it's very important that you nip the bud at the root, if you will, when it comes to dealing with your uneven shoulders. I'm going to show you release techniques later in this video that you can use to release the levator scapula and the upper trapezius. But if you just go back to work and you're doing this again with the phone, then you're going to kind of be fighting an uphill battle. So with that being said, if you have to asymmetrically load your shoulders because you have to carry a briefcase or something like that, at the very least, try to distribute the weight load evenly amongst both of your arms and shoulders. So carry it for like 5 minutes on the right side and then 5 minutes on the left side. So now I'm going to talk about the much less likely cause, but still possible cause of structural impingement. Okay, so you have basically a branch of nerves that comes out of your neck and goes into your arms here called the brachial plexus. And if you've sustained some sort of neck injury, some sort of traumatic neck injury like a car accident or something like that, there's a chance that the bony structures of your spine could be impinging those nerves, causing this, okay? So if that is the case, if you've tried these other techniques that I'll get into later in this video, and you've also not been asymmetrically loading your shoulders, then it might be possible that you have some sort of structural impingement. And if that is the case, then I would advise you to check out a physical therapist, get seen by an osteopathic physician, somebody that has like manual therapy experience. This is actually what I have going on as a result of a neck injury that I got from wrestling years ago. So I just now started seeing a PT for that. But like I said, that's a very rare cause. So most of you, it's just a result of asymmetrical loading. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some techniques that you can use to release the levator scapula and the upper trapezius. Remember though, you only want to start doing these after you've addressed those situations where you may be asymmetrically loading your shoulders. Like I said, otherwise you can release it, but then if you just go back to those same activities, you're just going to continue to tighten it up, then you're going to have to go through this release, tighten cycle all over again. So the first way that I'm going to show you how to release these muscles is using a Theracane, okay? I'm also going to show you a technique that you can use utilizing a tennis ball and a lacrosse ball, but just realize that the Theracane works the best. You can actually pick these up from my website in the link down below, just called Theracane. Okay, so utilizing the Theracane, basically you're going to grab the top handle, grab the bottom handle here, and you're basically just going to dig this thing right in to the upper trap, okay? Right here, and then you're going to pry down on this thing as hard as you can, okay? Within the realms of safety, obviously. But this right here, this area, I don't know if you can, how well you can see that, okay? Right here, this is where the levator scapula and the upper trapezius kind of like cross over one another. So this is a great place to kind of nail them both at the same time. But I like to actually grab down here like this, put my hand on top of the top handle here, and then just pull straight down, okay? You're trying to release those muscles in the upper trap, okay? You're gonna have to spend about 5 minutes doing this. Really dig in there, try different like pressure points, try coming right on top, try coming from behind a little bit, and then we're gonna start working our way into the levator scap, which kind of connects to your skull right behind your ear here. Be gentle here, okay? Be very gentle, but kind of like search around for that tight muscle using the Theracane here. And basically this is it. You're gonna do this on the affected shoulder, on the shoulder that's higher than the other one, for about 5 minutes, okay? You're spending time in there looking for tension, okay? If you have uneven shoulders, these muscles on the elevated shoulder should feel very tight for you, and this should feel pretty good afterwards. Okay, so like I said, it's undoubtedly easiest to release those scapular elevators using the Theracane, which is one of the primary ways I use that thing. But you can still use a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball for this as well, okay? I just have a lacrosse ball here today. You might want to start with a tennis ball because it's a little bit softer, depending on how tender that area is. But with this, basically what you're going to do is you're going to place it right on that levator scap upper trapezius junction, okay, right here. You're going to kind of get down on your back, trying to stay in the frame here. Which way should I go? Oh, wrong way. All right. So you're going to put this thing right into the upper trap, okay? It has to be kind of be behind the trap. You can't come straight on top of it, obviously, but you can't do that with the Theracane. But you have to come behind. From here, you're going to lift up your hips, okay? So now all of my body weight is on that ball, and then you're just going to kind of pump the arm up and down like this, trying to get in there at different angles, okay? Another way that you can do this, ooh, that feels tight. Another way that you can do this is you can put the ball, okay, on your trap and then like lean into a doorway and use the pressure from the door to apply pressure to the ball and then subsequently to your traps. There you have it, people. First, stop asymmetrically loading those shoulders and then perform some of these release techniques to address the tightness. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, then go ahead and do so right over here. Also, if you haven't visited my Facebook page yet, I would definitely appreciate a like on there. If you want to visit that, I'll include a link right in the description down below. Other than that, have a great day and I'll see you next time.